Hello and welcome to the Projector Projects. My name is Diederik. I'm a 5'1" split projector, and today I want to talk about what's really important to projectors, and that's that we focus more on quality than quantity. So let me take you through what I mean by that while we take a stroll here in the Netherlands, where I'm currently residing with the last of the sunlight here. So when we talk about quality over quantity, the first thing that comes up is people. Now, we as projectors are designed to be recognized, seen and recognized, and then invited by people that truly see us, right? People that are a chemical and energetic match for us. What that means is it's not about having more people, particularly people that are not 100% match. It's about having those few people that really match. And this is also where bitterness comes in, because it can be a bitter pill to swallow when you realize that there are people around you that you love, and on paper they're wonderful people, and when you're with them you can see how wonderful they are, yet the interaction is still leaving you exhausted or hollow or a little bit of bitterness and resentment, and not understanding why. And this is an invitation to lean into the fact that a lot of this is mechanical. It's not personal, it's mechanical is a really big tagline that I remind myself of. And when I communicate with clients, when we go down this, it's like, it's not personal, it's mechanical. Just like how some people are going to trigger you, and they're not triggering you because they're doing something, they may just trigger you because of their aura, the mechanical nature of their aura when it comes into contact with yours. And that's also where you find whether you're recognized or not. You find it in the connection. And for me, when I have a discovery call with a client, my splenic authority tells me right away, like, okay, there's a match here. And then from my heart center, I gotta make sure that whatever agreement there is, that it's clear, that I can meet it, and that it feels in alignment with what I'm looking for, what I want, the heart center, right? From the heart center. The whole idea is that when we are interacting with people that are not a vibrational match for us, it will take its toll. It's a burden on the system. It's a burden on the energetic system. It's a burden on the emotional system. It's a burden on the entire system. And I know that because as I'm more and more being very selective about who I let in and choosing quality over quantity, that I'm now spending more time with people that when I'm with them and when I'm interacting with them, particularly in person, it's a world of difference. I leave energized, I feel seen. It's like this whole world opens up in me. And this is something that Richard Rudd talks about. He says, and I may have shared this in some of my other videos, that this is where you can really feel the difference when you're with these people, because you're just so much more creative. And where before you could say something and no one saw you, now you can say the same thing and everybody hears you. It's because you're with those people. And he says, next to every successful projector, you will find someone else. And it doesn't even mean that that person has to do anything. It's just that they're in relationship, friendship, business partners, romantic partners, where the projector is really seen. What that means, so that's, of course, big in romance, right? One of the things is you got to be really, really, really specific about the people that you let close to you, like your partner, your friends, and your manager. If they don't see you, they will exhaust you. It's a burden on the system. And again, there's only bitterness when we either don't accept it or think there's something wrong for feeling that way. There isn't. It's mechanical. It's a beautiful warning system. It's the bleep beep beep from your system telling you, hey, nothing wrong with these people, nothing wrong with you. It's not about right or wrong. It's just about, is it a match? And if it's not, it's not. Now that comes down to work as well. When you're doing work, for me, I look at quality over quantity when I take clients, both personal clients, one-on-one clients, and I take people that I'm working with in the context of business consulting, I say, okay, we're going on a journey of 3 to 6 to 9 months. These are your goals, your needs. These are the things that you want to create. And this is the way that you want to be held accountable, and this is the way that I will hold you accountable based on your preferences and being there as a guide in transformation. When I say that, for me, it's like, listen, book sessions when you need them. And if you need one in every 3 weeks, or if you need 3 in a week because there's something happening, that works. I'm not going to say, hey, you get 10 sessions over 3 months and every week we have to meet. That to me, that's quantity. I'm not saying they're not quality sessions, but it also comes down to, if I were to charge $100 per session, for whatever it is, right? I'm not talking about me as a human design person. I'm just talking when you're exchanging your hours for money, which is how a lot of the systems are set up right at this moment, right? That if you make $100 in an hour, you need to work 5 hours to attract $500 worth of money in your bank account, right? Now, to me, that's generator talk, because that's quantity. As long as the generators do what they love and love what they do, they can do more. So if they want to make more money, they can just do more. Very, very easily speaking, right? So as a projector, what do? I say, well, listen, I can either give you 5 sessions at $100, or I can give you that 1 session at the right time, asking the right questions when you're truly open to transformation. And I charge $500 for that session because the quality of that session is worth that much. Now, placing value on things, that's a whole science, right? And a lot of that is about worth as well. And it's believing that you're worth that. And that's the thing with the projector too. When we're in the wrong environment, meaning the environment that is not in alignment with us, particularly those with an open G center, if you're in the right place, you will meet the right people and attract the right opportunities. When you are in the wrong area or the wrong environment, city, building, company, you'll meet the people that are not aligned and get opportunities that are not aligned, and you'll feel just like, where is this headed? Am I ever going to get out of this? And as a splenic projector, I can feel that in my bones, like, yeah. And particularly when it's really time to go, then it's like, whoa, it's time to go. This does not feel good. It's time to go. So these are just some of the things that pop up, right? So in work, it's really like, if you are, especially if you're currently an employee somewhere, it's having those honest conversations, because a part of the projector too is being heard. And are you in an environment where you can be heard? And then the question is, can you have a conversation with your manager where you say, listen, are you paying me in exchange for the hours I work, or are you paying me for the work that I do? Because if it's a question of the work that I do, and particularly as projectors, we work in spurts, generally speaking, and we can get a lot of work done in those spurts. Sometimes we can get done more in 4 hours than we could do in 4 days. Just we need to honor those. So can you have a conversation with your manager around that, right? Can you say, listen, if you just need me to finish these reports, can I do them from home? Can I just, listen, if you need me to be on standby, I can be on standby during these hours, but can you trust me that I'll get the work done? And that's personally the kind of conversations I'm looking to have with the work that I do, particularly when I'm working with a business, right? When I see two manifesting generators and then a projector, and they're all doing the same type of work, you can bet that the projector is going to experience that very differently, and that doing more is not necessarily the solution. It's doing less, but what you do to lean more into that, and to know that it's all about your perspective as a projector that's valuable, your wisdom, your awareness, and your presence. Your presence is hugely valuable. Another thing that came up in a call today with a client, she wanted to talk about being a projector, and she just like, it just feels like we're those annoying people that nobody wants to really connect with or hear, and you feel like you've got gold in your hands, but nobody can see the gold, and how frustrating is that? How bitter that makes me. And I understand that, you know? And that's where, as I'm cutting out the people in my life, and by that I just mean waiting for the invitation to, when it comes to messaging people, like I wait for the invitation for someone to reach out, instead of reaching out to all these people and trying to maintain all of these friendships that they're wonderful. It's just some of them are just currently not aligned, and especially as we're going through these transformations right now, and projectors, we're at the forefront, with 2027 coming around. There's just a lot happening, and we're being groomed, we're being prepared, we're being activated. And it means leaning into the places and faces where we're recognized and where we're going to receive invitations. A big part of that depends on your design, where you're going to find the invitations, but it's also just feeling in where they are. And in some places, potentially they're not where you've been spending a lot of your time. And then it's an invitation to ask yourself, okay, well, where is my strategy? Where is my authority leading me? If I follow my strategy and authority and I trust it, particularly as a splenic projector, it's tricky. Every one of the 5 different authorities that projectors can have their own challenge. And also their beauty. So again, quality over quantity. Doing less means more as a projector. When we do less, there's more space for things to even come in. I remember Coach talking about this energy grid that we have, and it's full of things that we do throughout the day, things we think about, things we worry about. And if it's just full, there's no more space. So that's when we let go of relationships and connections that are just, man, they're lovely people. It's just not resonating. It's not that match. And Richard Rutt makes a good point when he talks about this match with other people. It's like, it's either there or not, and 99% is not good enough. Because I don't know about you, but I know the difference between 100% match and anything less than that. I am very fortunate to have people in my life that are 100% match. Now, I know I'm tribally wired. Okay, there's tribal circuitry, individual circuitry, and collective circuitry in the human design and in your chart, for those who are familiar with that. And my only channel, the 4426, is a tribal channel. And tribal energy is all about maintaining the tribe, being in close proximity with each other. There's a sense of wanting connection through physical touch, handshakes, hugs, right? So for me, it is very important to be in places where I can meet people, which is why I've been traveling so much, right? Now, another thing that's key, if you want to find your people as a projector, is this thing that the voice carries the frequency. Meaning, when I am speaking right now, you're getting a taste of my frequency. And if you are a match for me, you'll be like, holy shit, something in you will be like, I gotta reach out to this guy. Either it's a splenic knowing in the moment you got to reach out, or as you're listening to these videos over time with your emotional authority, you think, yeah, I want to reach out to this guy, because you're getting a taste for a match. Now, then it's up to me to decide when someone reaches out, is it a match, and what are they looking to discuss or dive into, right? So what I'm saying to wrap this up is quality over quantity, doing less, filling your days with less stuff, less things to do, not always just be doing more. It's doing less. How can you do with doing less? And again, if you're your own, if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, schedule it in. If you're with the right people, they'll understand and support you in that. Same is true if you're working somewhere. Have that discussion, like I mentioned earlier. Like, what are you paying me for? What is it that you're actually looking for? And lean into being the projector, because again, your quality and your perspective and your big picture view and your mastery of systems, that's you. No one can do that like you, my projector friend, my projector fam. So lean into that. be very mindful of the people that you're in relationship with. I can tell from personal experience that I've been in relationships where the whole time my spleen was telling me, this isn't it, D. Now, I learned the lessons I needed to learn, and I'm grateful for that. It set me up to be able to have the capacity to have the type of relationship I've always wanted. That was me one-lining very hard as a 5-1, doing research with my heavy line 3 activations in my chart. Actually, more so than the ones. You know, that's interesting. You know, I'm a 5-1, but I have more line 3s in my chart than I do line 1s, right? So the human design can really give so many insights into that. So quality of relationships, doing less, taking that nap. Another thing I learned from an acupuncturist is that it takes energy to go to bed. Go figure, right? I thought it was like, okay, our batteries are done now. As a projector, you know, they say when you want to go to bed, you want to go to bed when you still have a little bit of energy left. When you get that first little wave of like, getting a little tired, like I can feel the system shutting down. I've got about a half an hour. Let me go to bed, let me lay in bed, maybe read a little bit, try to avoid the screens. And let me just go to bed when that moment comes. Because if I miss that moment, then I'm basically dipping into nothing, and it makes it hard to sleep. Personal experience. That's where instead of, you know, getting that like 10 o'clock vibe, being in bed by 10:15, lights out by 11, that works. If I miss that, I could be up till 2, and then I wake up tired. Because the whole idea is we have some energy left, energy to actually fall asleep, and then energy left to actually get up in the morning. So those are a couple of things. Shared a lot in this video. Curious what comes up for you guys. Please comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what resonated and how that fits into your personal experience. Subscribe to the newsletter. Looking forward to connecting with you guys and letting you know about the events that I'm hosting and anything else that may be of interest to you. And yeah, looking forward to connecting. All right, much love from the Netherlands, and catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.